Look, man, we got a lot resurfacing right now, man. We got a lot of stuff coming to the top. It's a lot of strange activity that we've been speculating, we've been pontificating for quite a while. I mean, just in your hardball. You heard the stories. We talk about rights, we talk about rituals, deals, treaties of peace and friendship, man. More and more war. What's a frequency war for real, for real? And just like we highlighted that frequency war watching that Dame Dash interview, why do you watch it drop? My naga, you gotta be aware. You gotta be aware. The frequency wars popping off in Hollywood and the music industry and sports and entertainment. You know what I'm saying? The real is getting realer. The fake is getting faker. So, I want to watch a little bit of that. Shout out to Shannon Sharp, that Club Shay Shay. And just see it with a dragon flit eye perspective, man. Just dig on this Cat Williams flow. Been meaning to drop this days ago, but I'm glad to get to it today. And I think we should start right here, man. I think we should start right here, man, with this Dave Chappelle talking about why you walked away from 50 million on the Oprah show. Now, I'm not here to talk about clones and all this. I'm I'm of the belief that they do be replacing some of our Nagas. You know what I'm saying? I can't confirm or deny, that this particular Chappelle today is the same Chappelle you about to see in this interview. Some say this was one of his last interviews you've ever seen the real Dave. His cousin said, "Don't you go on that Oprah show." That's what his cousin say, for real, for real. She said, "I ain't seen Dave since he went on the Oprah show." I can't confirm. I can't deny. I don't know. And I'm just saying, all of these celebs, right, aren't in it to destroy your communities. Some of them is just talented and they thought they could, you know, go and make a better life. Same thing, in music, sports. They just want to make it out the hood. They just want to make it out the project. They just want to make it out the ghetto. They want to buy their mama a house. That's it. Celebs, man. Remind me a lot of Caleb. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Drop. Is you overdrop? Maybe, man. But I think this is the time. This is the year of the dragon. We popping off. We all over dropping right now. The water is flowing. Halal HaWah, Drop Nation. Man, Halal HaWah for you, man, because you all I got, man. My Naga's all I got. This frequency all I got. Halal HaWah, we all we got. Celeb is Caleb, my Naga. They spelled it with a Kelev, which means dog. We're going to get back on these dog-headed tribes, this dog-headed worship, this Sinus of Phili, this St. Christopher Anubis talk, this Egypt Atlantis flow. We're going to get back talking Aquaman. I meant to do this drop now, but I got to drop this, I got to watch this interview, man. All right, so the water cons, because I don't want to be no celeb. I don't want to be no Caleb. You know what I mean? Not in a sense of, you know, connected to their dog-headed jackal frequency. Shout out to the real Caleb, you know what I mean? But now we're just talking dragons. Now we're just talking dragons. Hey, fair use in your caboose bone, man. We're gonna do some credit. We're gonna do a lot of criticism today. Section 107. I hope, YouTube let us rock. We're just doing it for educational purposes only, man. And research. And some research, man. Some recon. I mean, Ice Cube been clearing up the air. Everybody been responding. Damn, man. Katt Williams.
I don't, look at from
Ricky Smiley going crazy. Cedric the Entertainer going crazy. Everybody responded. Everybody got something to say. And you can see the frequency war in the comedy community where two comics are not the same. I mean, they're on different frequencies. Some would do anything for the fame. Some have made deals they're not proud of. And they're quiet about it. Others have stood tall the whole time. And they ain't quiet about it. They ain't quiet about it. Katt Williams did one interview, got the whole world responding like he's 50 Cent, dropping How to Rob, man. Got everybody responding. It was genius, right? It was genius. They say the wounded dog screeches the loudest, man. I think they say that. I mean, I just made that up, maybe. You know? They got Cedric the Entertainer talking about it. This whole stolen joke situation. They said he stole his joke.
Tell a dude's joking and giving a award.
He got everybody upset. So we gonna watch it. You know, first I just want to start with this day. Matter of fact, man. Oh yeah. And shout out to James Lipton. We also got that acting studio. So I'm gonna cut to a couple clips of Dave, the real Dave, because I think a lot of times they replace our niggas. I mean, it's kind of obvious to me. The mannerisms, the energy, the frequency. I know that people age and they change, but certain things never change. Certain things never change. I can't confirm or deny, man. Shout out to Deion Cole. This is actually a great place to start. It's a great place to pop off. Deion Cole, he wants you to remember something when you start talking about Katt Williams, man. And peace of power to the broke cat for standing 9 toes down, 9 cold down the whole time. All right, man. Let's get some of this Deion Kizzo. He wants to remind us about the attributes of Katt Williams, man. Let me skip this hijack. Hold up, man. Here we go. Come on, man. Stop playing. Yeah. Hijack City.
Yo,
Hijack City's active, man. They don't want none of this flow going. The algorithm ain't algorithm. The math ain't mathing. But we stay firm, man. Fixing movable, man. We ain't gotta hustle to get our land back. We just gotta keep the code. We ain't gotta, you know, overwork and over this, man. When we in code, see how HaWah starts giving you that Baruch, especially when we team up. We got 500 code keepers. We got 900 code keepers, man. We got 9,000. We work together. Easy work. The work becomes easy work. But you gotta be MHOE. Check out the frequency war, man. Deion Cole's on the right side of the frequency war.
I was just sitting here thinking, and do me a favor. Anybody that do interviews or anybody know him, Katt Williams, if you're ever around him, ask him, how much money has he given away? Just given away. Like, just ask him that. Just be like, how much money have you given away? If you're around him, if you're interviewing him, just ask him. Because it has to be insane. Katt is one of the most generous people that you ever gonna meet. And a lot of people don't know that. He don't get a lot of press and love for that. One of the most generous ever. He's had to have given away, I don't even know the number, but it has to be crazy. Because there's a lot of people with stories about him giving money to.
Straight up like that. All right, that's a good place to start. Okay, Deion. Oh, wait, I think you got more to say. Hold on.
Case in point, I remember I was at the Comedy Store performing one night, got off stage, and this was like early on, before really a whole bunch of stuff was happening for me. I get off stage and everybody like, man, good set. So many people saying that. Some girl came and put something in my hand and said, good set, but I didn't see her. I just heard her, and she walked off. And I thought it was like a phone number in my hand. And when everybody walked away and stuff, I looked in my hand and it was $1,000. And then I looked out in the audience trying to find the girl, and I'm like, man, I can't remember her face, and I couldn't see her, and I was just like, who gave me $1,000? But anyway, I just was like, wow.
Dang.
And later on, about a month later, somebody told me that happened to them, and they said Katt Williams was in the audience. And I put two and two together and was like, wow, he did that to me then. He never tell you, he never makes it known or any of that. So if you're ever around him, ask him. If you're ever around him, ask him, how much money have you just given away?
I just want to start right there. And that ain't no play because Jack City. I gotta pause the video 3-4 times. All right, man. All right, get out of here, man. Get out of here, boss. Boosie did an interview. He said the same thing. He said, man, I just got out of jail. And next thing I know, I hear from Katt. You know, Katt's like, hey, man, come to the comedy club. He go up there and hand Boosie something crazy, man. So I'm hearing it from multiple witnesses. We just
I don't, I look at from.
All right. We're gonna let Ice Cube pop on. We just hearing it from different witnesses, the attributes and the flow. I'm gonna get this too. Then we're gonna get some Dave Chappelle. Then we're gonna get into the Shay interview. I'm just surfing away, all right? Because a lot of you already seen what you need to see. We just watching it now with a Dragonfly perspective. You've seen a lot of this, you know what I'm saying? We just flowing. We just in the flow because it's all relative and it's all relevant to the frequency war. The more and more war, for real, man. It's right there in your face, ball. The way they teaming up against each other ain't no coincidence. My nugget. And some nuggets that don't know who they are, they don't even know why they're being teamed up against. What did Katt Williams say in the interview we're about to get? They had to form a super team to take down a superhero. And they still got to see this Naga keep rising up, even when he goes 50 Cent on him and just shoot his shot, man. Really, he shot one arrow that hit everybody. It hit all hijacks in Hijack City. I mean, for real. So, I mean, multiple witnesses, you know what I'm saying? Now, I don't know Katt personally. I can't confirm it, and I'm not saying he's this excellent, perfect guy, this perfect individual. I'm just saying, let's look at, before we focus on just look at how the hijacks reacting to this. Look at how they reacted. None of them is really saying what he's saying is false. They just trying to crack jokes on him. They just trying to say what they can say. He's like, look, I just did 19 world tours paid for by me. None of y'all working like me. And all they say is, yeah, but is you smoking? He said, nah, I ain't Chris Tucker. I ain't smoking. Shout out to Chris Tucker. I mean, it's a lot of people that got hit with this arrow. Ice Cube started clearing some stuff up, man.
Chris Tucker and Bernie Mac and Mike Epps, Katt Williams, Ricky Smiley, Michael Blackson, Cedric, Kevin Hart. All these guys I know are funny as hell. I didn't discover them. They were doing their stand-up or doing their thing, and I knew that they were great and that they could act, and that if I have an opportunity, I was gonna give them an opportunity. To me, that's what it's all about. Far as specific things, Katt was 100 on a few things. Most of what he was saying, a couple things,
Okay, multiple witnesses. So Cube say, in his own way, Katt wasn't just outright lying. He said he was 100 on a few things, and he said most of what he said he was 100 on. He just wants to clear up a couple things, and he's going to go into we're just gonna go into. I'm gonna let it play. What happened with the Money Mike character on Friday and different things. He went into those specifics to clear up that, but for the most part, I'll get it back. Katt was 100 on most of what he said.
That's what it's all about. Far as specific things, Katt was 100 on a few things. Most of what he was saying, a couple things, I just want to clarify. When we bring in a new, comedian, we do have them try out for different roles. So Ricky did give Money Mike a shot. But when we saw him and, we kind of saw how he moved and how he was, auditioning, we decided that he would be a better, Santa Claus.
So that's what Katt was kind of saying, was like, chill, Ricky, stop saying that you had my role and like you just let me have it, or you brought this flow to this character. This is my unique character. I brought it out, and I'm gonna leave the link. You can get it, man. But Ice Cube give him his props. Be like, nah, that was Katt ad-libbing. That was Katt popping off. You know what I'm saying? And Ricky was better for the Santa Claus. Now we're gonna get the interview here from Katt. You know what I mean? But Ice Cube just confirmed he was 100 on most of what he was, rocking on. And even in his clarity, he didn't take nothing away from the originality that Katt brought to that. So that's their own inner conflict. I just want to, catch that. Now, let's catch a piece of this Chappelle interview on the Oprah show. My nigga, my knock. Let's get some of this, man. Hold up, man.
Let me show you how we do stuff around here.
Nah, man, let me show you how we do stuff around here. We kick hijacks in the chest bone. We call it Sparta time. Now give me a graph on that. Hijacks.
Very embarrassing, homie.
I think it's a remarkable piece of acting. That's why I wanted to play it.
I'm sorry, man. For me, it's a little surreal being on the acting studio and just to see you and then you did Half-Baked.
When Martin Lawrence was in that chair, we talked about Blue Streak.
I love that dude.
He played a role in your life, I believe. How do you feel about him as a person, as an artist?
Martin Lawrence is the guy that showed everybody you can make it from D.C. to Hollywood. And I had a personal stake in his success. Every time he did something, it made me feel inspired and really good. And he was always real nice to me. He'd sit me down, what's going on with you, baby boy? What? We'd talk about comedy, whatever. And, when we did Blue Streak, we were promoting it, and Martin had a stroke. He almost died. And then after that, I saw him, and I was like, oh my God, Martin, are you okay? And he said, I got the best sleep I ever got in my life. That's how tough he is. So let me ask you this. What is happening in Hollywood that a guy that tough will be on the street waving a gun, screaming, they are trying to kill me?
Yeah.
What's going on? Why is Dave Chappelle going to Africa? Why does Mariah Carey make a $100 million deal and take her clothes off on TRL? A weak person cannot get to sit here and talk to you. Ain't no weak people talking to you. So what is happening in Hollywood? Nobody knows. The worst thing to call somebody is crazy, is dismissive. I don't understand this person, so they're crazy. That's bullshit. These people are not crazy. They're strong people. Maybe the environment is a little sick.
Maybe the environment's a little sick. Are we seeing any evidence of that today in the music business, in the film industry, in the sports industry, right? So they speaking out. Don't call them crazy. It's dismissive. We heard it from Dave. Let's get back on our Katt Williams, Shay flow, man. And, now we got some understanding of the frequency war from the comic perspective, from one of the greatest of all time.
Switch to Google Fi.
Nah, man, I'm gonna switch to MHOE. You know what I'm saying? I think we should all switch to MHOE, man. Most high over everything. Let's get it, man. I'm gonna belly flop a few times. Just jump in there because he come in hot. Katt come in hot. Let's go.
Not in movies, because he's illiterate. He can't read. And they found that out when they gave him a show and put the cards in front of
Okay, I got it back. Here we go.
anything. Remember, when Cedric the Entertainer starts, he's supposed to be singing, dancing, and telling jokes. That's why he's called the Entertainer.
Right.
We found out he can't sing, can't dance, and doesn't write jokes. He did 4 comedy specials. They're so bad, Shannon, they're not available on Netflix or Tubi. Can I say that again for the audience? They're so bad that they're not available on Netflix or Tubi.
You don't think Sam's a good comedian?
The world doesn't think that, sir. I have 12 comedy specials. He has 4 specials that are not available on Netflix or Tubi.
It seems to me, Katt, that you had a lot to get off your chest.
No.
You wanted to set the record straight.
Winners are not allowed to allow losers to rewrite history. I don't say any of these things if my name is not breached by these people on your platform. If you give a liar a platform to lie, then I'm not being messy by saying, hold on, that never happened, it's untrue, and there are hundreds of witnesses for each thing I'm saying.
So let me ask you this. What is your relationship with Steve Harvey, Ricky Smiley, and Cedric the Entertainer as you sit here currently?
For 30 years, they're a group. These aren't 3 random guys. The way that Ricky Smiley kept appearing at all of my auditions is because of Steven said he would tell anybody that, listen, they got a gang on that side. They know what it is.
Whoa.
They know who the gang is. Why Earthquake not in movies? Because he's illiterate. He can't read. And they found that out when they gave him a show and put the cards in front of him. Like, all of these dudes are co-entwined and they share secrets. And this is the age of truth. And the truth doesn't need to be scared of the fact that people tell lies. Katt's on drugs. Where are the stories? Why is there no story of anybody who ever sold a drug to me, did a drug with me, was around me when I was inebriated? I got 5 daughters. I got 5 sons. Why would we tell these ridiculous stories? Because it's competition. You feel like, well, why comedy guys can't just get along?
Yes.
Why didn't you get along with the other teams you were competing against? If you're a Denver Bronco, why you don't get along with the Cowboys? Something wrong with you?
But I don't disagree. I don't dislike all the Cowboys. Katt, damn, you like this?
No, that's not.
Okay, what comedians do you like?
Did you play against the team?
Yes.
I've taken 46 comedians with me on the road. 46.
Okay.
I'm not the comedian you can give that to. I only put on comedians that are funnier than me. Anybody that ever told you differently was a fat Faison liar. There's nobody like me in the business.
Faison just caught a stray.
Faison said that getting a Netflix special is easy. I have 12 specials. Guess how many Faison got? 0.
So
why is he allowed to have conversations about real stand-up people? We do not let people who are on the juice discuss real athletes. That's all. As a journalist. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I don't harbor any resentment to any of these entities because I can't be jealous. I've never seen them have anything that I ever wanted. If you sign up for their program, you get a light-skinned, weird-faced wife that never do an interview.
Oh, man, come on.
Listen, in 20 years, won't do an interview. Nobody's ever talked to her, and she's never been interviewed anywhere. And now, understand, I'm not talking about one person. What I just told you applies to 7 people. How they all end up with that. That's part of what you get. I came in this business saying I was going to expose. When I talked about Michael Jackson, when I talked about R. Kelly, they canceled me for these things because why would you talk about another black dude? Race is not where the line is drawn. It's God's side and the other side. And we don't care nothing about the other side. Period.
So let me just get my quick Katt fact check. You know what I'm saying? Ice Cube said what? He kept it 100 on most of what he was saying. Validation there. You know what I'm saying? We got um what's my name? What's my man name? You know what I'm saying, man. You know the one I just confirmed that he's Cat gives he's very gracious. Deion Cole. Shout out to Deion Cole, my bad. He's very gracious. He's always hooking niggas up. He ain't no hater. Cat's letting you know I brought 46 niggas with me. He didn't say, hey man, name all these niggas that you brought with him. Nah, that's what he do. He put on for his people. He just give. He gonna say how he just give money. You know what I mean? Have his ladies, whatever, go drop this off and say, hey, I don't know how much you make in a day, but now you just made 1,000. Now you just made whatever. Okay. Just getting some quick Cat fact checks right quick. And what's the last one he just said? Let me get that again.
And that she's never been interviewed anywhere.
Right.
And now, understand, I'm not talking about one person. What I just told you applies to 7 people.
Right.
How they all end up with that. That's part of what you get. I came in this business saying I was going to expose. When I talked about Michael Jackson, when I talked about R. Kelly, they canceled me for these things because why would you talk about another black dude? Race is not where the line is drawn. It's God's side and the other side. And we don't care nothing about the other side.
That's another fact. That's another fact. It's a frequency war. More and more. And he's already established that they are ganging up, forming a confederacy, whether comedy or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And that's how they rocking together. He's saying it's deeper than that. It's the creator side or nothing. Sound like MHOE.
Period. Period. All of these big dick deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why
It's the year of the dragon.
they take it the wrong way. The truth is the light.
I need to have another one of these.
Amen. Amen.
Gee. I kind of getting on here.
Belly fucking go.
You say we don't believe you.
Oh, come on, Jack City. Where y'all going now? You're gonna expose some more people, man? You're gonna recruit?
Like it's important in the checks and balances of the universe that liars not get to make complete narratives for themselves.
Are you not afraid about being blackballed again? These are some
powerful people. Don't he sound like Oprah Winfrey now? You sure? You know, you want to call these people out? You sure, Dame Dash? Are you sure, Kanye? Are you sure, Kyrie Irving? It's the same people interviewing these real ones. Why don't you be accountable, Kyrie, for your Twitter post about a Jeff Bezos owned company called Amazon that's featuring this racist, terrible film? He said, go talk to Jeff Bezos and Amazon. I watched it for free. Why you mad that I put the post down, but you ain't mad at Jeff Bezos for featuring it on his platform? I just put a post out. That's it. Why don't you take accountability, Kyrie? Why don't you take accountability, Kanye? Huh? Dame Dash? It's the same damn thing. Dave Chappelle, aren't you a little too stressed? Aren't you crazy? People saying you crazy. Here's Shannon Sharp. You sure you want to be going against these people?
power people.
What do you mean again? These people are not powerful. Satan can't create anything.
Let's go.
That includes blessings for his people.
Uh-oh, boy.
That's why, you know what the number one job of somebody that sold their soul in Hollywood is?
What?
Is to act like it didn't happen.
Whoa. Whoa.
They all do the same job. Why do you think Gary Owen can't cross over and he already white and been in comedy for 25 years? If what I say ain't the case. It's a cabal. It's a consortium. They rock with who they rock with and they don't with who they don't. But I'm not scared of being the competition any more than you were when you lined up across from a superior team. Yeah, on paper, they're a better team.
Right.
They have all the assets and resources and we don't. But let us get on the line, boy, and see if that factors in. I guarantee you it won't.
Wow.
Because Shannon Sharp got to be a different person than that other person.
Absolutely.
And he always was. That doesn't change when I change teams. That remains the same. That's how a legacy is built.
So
all of these shortcut takers, they canceled me for talking about Harvey Weinstein before the thing came out, but he offered to suck my penis in front of all my people at my agency.
Pause.
What am I supposed to do?
Pause that.
He did all of that. I'm thinking I'm the only black person on the script. I get there, it's 3 other black guys on there. Woo. Huh.
So you wonder what they did to get there.
I told him no. What y'all do? And this is why when I walk in a room, heads go down. Behind my back, I'm nothing. I'm just a regular old comedian that's bitter and jealous. But in my face, no. The king has walked in and they have to respect it only because I've not taken the shortcuts. I've not been funded. They pay you to not talk about things they don't want you to talk about. They tell you that themselves. I can't do that because Steve told you that he stopped doing stand-up because he had 7 TV shows. The only problem is when he stopped stand-up, he didn't have those 7 TV shows. He stopped stand-up because he got in a comedy battle called the Championship of Stand-Up Comedy with one Katt Williams in Detroit in front of 10,000 people and lost because Katt Williams said he was actually bald and that was a wig. And I went in and that's why he couldn't do stand-up anymore. Imagine him coming to tell you another story where he got so big and it was Bernie and them's fault because they wanted to be movie stars. What? You called Ocean 11 to get that nigga's part. What do you mean you didn't want to be a movie star? So on the behalf of Bernie, I would have to say what I have to say.
Have you ever been on
Rest in power, the great Bernie Mac, man. We missed that king right there.
tour with any of these guys?
Every guy I mentioned to you is not funny out there in real life. So no. Faison's never done his own tour in 30 years. Steve Harvey don't do stand-up no more. Cedric doesn't write. I'm sorry, he doesn't write. Ricky Smiley has been playing the same old black woman forever.
Damn.
Like, you can't get a young fan base with that. Like, you gotta be doing karaoke around the country to make that work.
Right.
And he is. But I'm a stand-up comedian. This is my 19th 100-city tour. I'm not gonna have a conversation with these lazy bums that'll take a shortcut at any point. Yes, it's easier for you to juice than to get in the gym. But you don't get to bring that body in here talking crazy.
Talk about how good you look.
What? No, there's too many comics out there that are putting their life on the line to tell these jokes, man.
Okay. Let's get to your upbringing. We're going to circle back and we'll get some...
I want to protect him real quick, because you had said for the Kings of Comedy, it was in 2018, 2019, but did you mean 1999? Because it came out in 2000, so I just want to make sure.
No, I didn't. No. So what I meant to say was, remember, he said I couldn't do stand-up anymore. I had 7 TV shows. I said he didn't have any of those TV shows at the time.
I know you talking about Cedric.
Joke stealing from Cedric.
Cedric.
Okay,
So you had said that 2018, 2019, but it came out in 2000, so I just want to make sure.
Okay, no. What comes out in 2000?
The original Kings of Comedy.
Right. I'm on BET's Comic View, and they're using this as the commercial in 1998.
Okay.
That's why I'm saying, yeah.
Oh,
So if I,
that's just
yeah.
what-
So if I
Yeah.
said the dates
Oh, yeah,
wrong,
just-
yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes. Let's go back and clear that up.
Okay.
You said
yeah.
I had Cedric on here, and I asked him about the joke stealing, and
Yeah.
he said the timeline doesn't add up.
Correct.
To that point, you say.
Right. So he thought that I was just a no-name comedian and that he could take this joke and nobody would know.
Right.
The issue was that I had already done this particular joke on BET's Comic View twice.
Right.
It had done so well on BET's Comic View that they had made it part of the commercial. So part of the commercial of make sure you tune in to BET was you seeing me doing this joke.
Right.
And this joke is one of those jokes in comedy where you set it up and it takes a little longer to set it up, takes about 3 minutes, but then you're just hitting them with jokes after that because you don't have to set it up.
Right.
Mark Curry had already helped me work on this joke because I thought it was good because I was getting a standing ovation on it. He had me go back in the lab and help me craft it to be an even more powerful joke. So this is not just a random joke. This is my very best joke, and it's my last joke, and it's my closing joke.
Okay.
1998.
I'm gonna let him pop off, but this is a real serious deal. If you don't know, if you know, in the comic world, especially, just like in music, you know what I'm saying? An artist write a song, songwriter, somebody steal it. You put out, you know what I'm saying, your best flow, somebody steal your flow. You're gonna feel some type of way. That's how you feeling it. In comedy, it's all about authenticity, man. A lot of them are so authentic. The real ones, you know, like Katt Williams, you know what I mean? Like, they ain't gonna show the same jokes over and over again. They will develop them and do all that, but it ain't always gonna be the same show when you see them. Some people that don't write, you're gonna get the same thing, or you're gonna get a lot of hijacking. And remember Mark Curry, because I'm gonna drop a little bit off our IG, a couple quick clips where we see a Steve Harvey impersonation that's really mimicking something that Mark Curry already did, and another one that Steve Harvey did that Katt Williams did, and of course you got the one that he's talking that Cedric did. We're gonna look at that one too, and it don't gotta be exactly accurate, nothing like that. It's just they steal the flow. They might rewrite some things and make it something a little different, and we can't confirm or deny every situation, but they know. They know, right? Katt's not over here accusing everybody of doing this, everybody. He know when it's joke. He know when that person ain't never said and done nothing like what he's doing, and then next thing you know, they popping off with it. You know when your song been stolen, your flow's been jacked. Period. No matter what you're doing, man. So it's a big deal, man. Pop off, Katt.
I'm doing this joke. It's on Comic View. Cedric comes to the Comedy Store. He watches me in the audience. He comes backstage. He tells me what a great job I did and how much he loves the joke. 2 years later, he's doing that as his last joke on the Kings of Comedy. And he's doing it verbatim. He's just changed my car into a spaceship.
Hijack City. Oh yeah. What you got? Oh, these the wives that's married. Let's go. Having too much fun. Let's go.
Miss Steve had already apologized for me, so I gave him a pass for a decade. Why would you sit here and be like, I saw Katt 30 times, and Katt didn't do, as I stand before you, Shannon. I would have bust Cedric's stomach. There was nothing that would have kept me from one of these in that patch right there. Like, are you kidding me? Why would you downplay me like that? Why did I give you a pass if you were just gonna lie? And so that's what I'm saying. Like, they're all a group. Cedric, Steve, Ricky, they've been a group. Everybody knows that. They've been aligned. And there are these alliances in comedy. And if you stand against them, then they sometimes have a problem. But we don't let that change the content because that's all you know me for, is that I'm quite likely to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Can you believe we're this deep into the NFL season? We got to make every.
Ooh, this belly flop. Let's keep the good time going. Drop Nation, how y'all reeling out there? Y'all let me know in the comments how y'all reeling, man, and what's your Dragonfly perspective telling you about this frequency war?
How'd you get there? You caught a bus?
No, I just told you. I was at the truck stop.
So
He
you
let me.
hitchhiked?
I didn't hitchhike. I got in the back of the dude's 18-wheeler, me and my Rottweiler puppy and my suitcase. Yeah, because I probably had $2,500 on me. Like I was shoveling snow and cutting grass. Like I always had pockets full of money.
When did you make the decision that you were going to leave Ohio and go somewhere? And it ended up being Florida. But when did you know that you were leaving Dayton, Ohio, going to Florida?
And my father and I's last interaction, somebody could have not made it. And we both understood that was all bad.
What was the disagreement about?
If you say that my family is very religious, just say I'm not. So anything that I'm going to do is going to fall out of the guidelines.
Right.
But I'm not going to let you tell me what I'm going to be, especially if what you're saying is wrong. I can't condone wrong. And if I find out that something is wrong and I tell you it's wrong and you don't back me, that's what it is.
Even as a young child, you were willing to tell your parents that some of the things that you're saying doesn't coincide with what I've been reading in the Bible.
No, very simply. Don't try to disfellowship me for sexual acts and I'm a virgin. Sorry, God don't make mistakes. You don't get 2 times to fuck me over. What do you mean you went to God and he told you I was guilty? You just lied on God. So long. That's it. There's no conversation. Deuces. That's what it was.
That's when you made the decision. After that conversation right there, you say, "No, I can't live under this roof."
It wasn't a conversation. It was an altercation. In the altercation, I love my father. My father loved me. But we are 2 men at it. It'll never be the same again. You can't sleep comfortably around me. And I can't sleep comfortably around you.
How similar are you to your father?
I don't know. He's a great man. I'm saying,
because it seems like y'all butted heads.
Right, but I'm saying that generally happens with a father-son dynamic. It was just that religious relationships are always difficult in families. They always are.
Before it got to the point, because the dynamic, he's father, you're son. Before that dynamic and you step up on his level and you challenge him, you felt it was best for you to leave.
No. I'm not being challenged. I'm being beat to death.
Oh, he was abusive.
I didn't say that. I said we were in an altercation.
I see what you did there. I saw what you did there, Katt.
Yeah.
I saw what you did. You was in an altercation. You didn't say you lost. You said you was in an altercation.
I in no way gave you the impression that I won anything. I'm the one leaving. I'm out of bounds. This is his house.
Right.
Yeah. So as long as I'm going to be under his roof, there are certain things that I'm going to have to do.
Right.
And the only way that's going to change is either this or that. And I'm saying I had 2 younger brothers. Like I'm not an unreasonable person. Like I don't have any mental issues whatsoever, despite what they lead people to believe. You know, I make pretty good decisions.
Were you not? So how was their relationship with your father? Were you not afraid to leave them?
This is like a secret weapon. It's art.
Oh, you got a secret weapon. It's called MHOE. Let's go.
Well, I asked because it went all the way to the actual department, so it was actually going to be something. And when I asked them if they could just make sure that my brothers didn't get separated and what have you, they said they couldn't make those type of guarantees, that they weren't really sure what would happen if this went down. And so part of leaving was the hope that it would be okay for them, because none of them experienced what I experienced. I'm saying I'm the oldest. It's a lot riding on me. I'm supposed to at least religiously hold down the family's name
Correct.
at this household.
Right.
You know what I mean?
How much older are you than the baby and the knee baby?
Like a lot older. Like if I'm,
12, 13.
Yeah, they're 5 and in Pampers.
Wow. You go to Florida. You tell the story. I've heard you were homeless, and somebody else told the story, said they were homeless, and you said they hijacked your story. Now I don't.
At 13, I shouldn't have to tell you I'm homeless. I'm in Miami, Florida. I have no family members in Florida. I couldn't buy a house if I wanted to. I couldn't get an apartment if I wanted to. I don't have a credit history. Like, this is not a stretch for me to say that I'm homeless. I'm living in a park in Coconut Grove. The park still exists to this day. For 8 hours a day, I would get up and go to the library and study for 8 hours a day to increase my education. And then I would leave out of there and go to the marina and steal car radios and make $2,000 almost daily. Like, I had a routine.
So you really could have played that Santa old thief and Santa Claus. You could have played him.
No, the Santa Claus wasn't a thief. The Santa Claus, you can't tell me. I read the script. Ricky Smiley told you he didn't read the script. The Santa Claus was a crackhead. He just had that outfit on. That's what I couldn't have played.
Okay.
Like, I couldn't have played a black guy that got raped in the bathroom.
Right. So at any point in time, did you like, man, I made a mistake, man. I should have stayed my butt in Ohio, man, because this ain't what I signed up for.
I didn't experience anything once I left home that I hadn't signed up for. If anything, it saved my life. Me being homeless for that small period of time allowed me to see all of the people that were in that situation, and to see that these were lawyers and doctors and teachers, and that these people were white and black and Asian and Indian. And the only thing that all of these homeless people had in common was they made a bad decision and aligned themselves with drugs. And I interviewed them all. What drug? And guess what, Shannon? Nobody had a great story. Nobody had a great story of what meth had done for them, what crack had done for them, what cocaine had done for them, what heroin had done for them, what speed had done for them. Nobody had them stories. Everybody's story was, I had my life together. And then I decided to do this dumb thing. And I lost my wife, I lost my house, I lost my cars, I lost my reputation, and I'm now out here sucking penis in the woods.
Oh.
What? Talk about scared straight. You ain't got to worry about me.
We need Dave Dash on this guy. He'll be pausing that every other sentence.
If it ain't weed or nicotine, you won't see me touching it. I don't want no parts. I done seen what these things can do to people. Anything that take over your free will is the devil itself.
Have you ever thought about what your life would have been had you stayed in Dayton, Ohio?
No. That's like asking somebody that's in the NBA for 14 years, like, what would have happened if you didn't come to the NBA? Oh, I shudder to think. I thought it was what I was made for. I thought it was what I was built for. Anybody that knows me will tell you that when they first met Katt Williams, when I was Katt in the Hat, and they tell these stories about how he changed his name. Look, the truth of the matter is Disney sued me. Yeah, I was Katt in the Hat. They sent me a cease and desist letter, and I'm not even making $25,000 a year. And the mega company Disney has sent me a cease and desist telling me I can't use any variations of that name. Fine, I'm Katt Williams. That's all that happened. I have been this same product the entire time. They will tell you when they first saw me doing stand-up, I was just like this. This is what I bring. This is my style.
When did When did you know were you always funny? Did you always want to be a comedian? Did you stumble on a comedianship?
No, I loved what they did, and so I studied them, all of them. I studied all of the white comedians because I wanted to know, why is Monty Python funny? Why is Don not so talented? I wanted to know, what is George Carlin's thing? Like, so I studied all of the comedy masters regardless of the field because I loved to laugh. I didn't know that these people were making a great living at doing this. I thought this is just what they did. They tell jokes. They're funny people. But I loved the craft. And that's why when I got into the craft, I thought it was my obligation to make sure that I kept writing new material so much that it forced these comedians to stop doing the set they've been doing for 10 years and keep writing some new stuff. And I knew that if I could get that to take on, that most of these bums would have to just quit comedy because they can't keep up. They're not going to keep writing an hour worth of material.
Right.
I've written an hour worth of material 19 times. They're not going to do it. Why? Because they're not creative writers. They want to get somebody else and have them write it and put it together.
So, if I'm listening to you correct me if I'm wrong. I think the best thing that ever happened was the internet. Because now they have to. Because normally, like you said, you could do a set and you do that set in Kansas City. People ain't heard it in San Francisco. People ain't heard it in Miami. They ain't heard it in Detroit, Chicago, Atlanta, so forth and so on. Now you do a set, it's on the internet. Somebody heard it. So you can't do a set and make it last 3 months, 4 months.
Well, it doesn't allow the regular comic the ability to grow is the real problem. Like, the part of comedy is me taking these jokes in January, and by March, I've begun to craft this joke.
Okay.
It's not as simple as it was. When I wrote it, it was just da-da-da-da-da. But now it has the complexities of the fact that I'm having to deliver this to an East Coast audience, a down South audience, a Midwest audience, a Utah audience, a Colorado audience. And so it begins to take on a different complexion because you're having to deliver it to different people.
Okay.
And so this is what sharpens your joke. You then take those sharpened jokes and make a special. Not you just randomly take some. So it's a process. You don't allow them to process if the first time the guy did the joke, now that's his joke and the joke is everywhere. That just sets it up for people to steal.
So how many times must you tell a joke before you master it?
Right now, Chad, I'm trying to hit him with some softball questions. You're going to see how they keep going back to these softball questions, and then he try to gut them out, right? You try to gut them with something. Let's go.
How many times have you had to sleep with a woman before you're done with her? That's not fair. If it's great, never. if it ceases to have usefulness, so it has been spoken. Right.
Great.
I read that you was raised in Florida. You had some help, some ladies of the night.
No.
That's not true.
No, that whole story doesn't take place in Florida. That story takes place in Oklahoma City.
Okay.
So after I'm in Florida, I then join, I try to join the Marine Corps and they won't accept me because I'm too young, and I've lied and told them I'm 16 and my family's moving down and I don't have my ID, but it's coming. And so they let me go to the boot camp, That's not gonna work now. Okay, so I've learned that lesson. Right. So then I get this job selling stuff door to door. Across the country. And so I've been to all 50 states. Again, I'm 14 years old. So I did that. While I'm doing that, one of the places I'm in Oklahoma. And I've decided I'm going to stay here because of meeting these ladies that you're talking about and that situation. I don't know at the time why that's important in my life or why it's something I should be doing or any of that. But now later on, it certainly helps me in formulating Money Mike for Friday After Next.
Right.
And a pimp named Slickback for the Boondocks.
Oklahoma, so San Francisco, Oklahoma, Sacramento. From Florida, you moved to the West Coast. So you traveling. When did you set up shop on the West Coast?
All
How
right.
old were you then?
So I guess I'm 18 or younger, and once I have a child, I realize that I can't. It's a lot of things that I could use to make money that now is a no-go. So anything with street aspirations that I might have thought about pursuing or been good at, I now am a single parent and I gotta redo this thing. So I need comedy to really work out for me.
Right.
And me and God go into extreme conversation where I'm explaining to him that I'm a crash out dummy if he don't send me a lifeline. Like I need something I can hold on to. Before I had left Florida, I did stand up one time because we was trying to get in the club. I didn't have ID. So I said I was a comedian. They ended up having me do 5 minutes. But I kept that in my head that I had done that. When we get to Oklahoma, they're having a competition for stand-up. And if you win, you get to go out on the road with Jeff Foxworthy and Dan Whitney, who is Larry the Cable Guy, and Richard Jenny, and these great comics. You get to open for them. And once I did that, I realized, okay, as a comedian, I'm like way behind schedule. I done started this too late. All the funny guys are already funny and known names. Like, how am I going to progress? So I realized that I do better with a white audience than I do with a black audience. And I'm not sure why that's occurring,
Okay.
but the white audience likes me more. That's interesting. So when I moved to Sacramento, it's because Sacramento has a white and a black audience almost 50-50. That's
Okay.
almost the makeup of Sacramento. So I live in Sacramento for 2 years until I get to the point where I am equally as funny if the room is black as I am if the room is white.
Okay.
That's not enough. Now I need to be one of the good ones when it comes to black comics.
Mm-hmm.
So now I have to move to Oakland, and that's what lands me in Oakland for 3 years. Once I have dominated male black comedy in Oakland to my liking, now I'm prepared to go to Los Angeles now. Now I know you can't throw me any curveballs. If it's a white audience, if it's a black audience, no matter what they are, I'm prepared to deal with all of the audiences.
Do you write jokes according to the audience that you're going to be in front of, or is your joke universal?
Well, in the beginning, part of my framework is that I'm tailoring every show to this audience.
Okay.
And that's how I was able to show my range and show that I was better than my competitors, is that I'm Katt Williams, but I was still doing clean comedy. So I was still going to churches and doing 45 minutes of stand-up at the church with no curse words, no sex, drug material, no none of that, just straight stand-up. And then I was doing everything else. And at
the regular club.
Yeah, that was the range, is that when in Rome, do as the Romans do. So that's how I started. But as you begin to get better, you begin to be able to speak to your entire fan base. And that's really what's been helpful, is that I've been having the same conversation with my fan base for 12 comedy specials.
Is that what set Katt Williams apart? Is your range? Is that you can do a comedy, do 45 minutes in the church. I can go to a comedy club in front of 250, or I can go into an arena with 15,000.
I did it.
Boom.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and play a song for the future hijacks of Let's go.
That's range, because everybody can't do that, Katt.
Well, that's what range is called. Then yeah, it's range. But I like the people I'm talking to. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So it's not like it can't be condescending because I'm talking to my white male friend when I'm telling that white joke.
Right.
When I'm talking about this joke about this black lady, I know that black lady. That's who I'm talking to. I'm speaking to this fan base that I've been speaking to from the beginning. I already told them what I was on when I first came in. I told them they was gonna come after me. They was gonna cancel me. They was gonna say terrible things about me and try to mess my life up. I said that coming in to stand up. I'm saying it in my
So you
first
knew it was going to be.
It has to be. I know I'm going into the belly of the beast. How could I be naive? I know that I'm going into Satan's playground, but I'm trying to be so good that you got to bring me in so close that I can see who's doing what and what's going on in there.
In San Francisco, you joined the Nation.
I was ever in San Francisco. I was in Oakland.
You was in Oakland. Did you join the Nation? Is that?
Yeah, Honorable Minister Farrakhan and I have an extremely close relationship. He refers to me as one of his sons. So, yeah, I spent a particular period of time. Let me explain.
Yes.
Because my particular background was already religious and super strict, right? I didn't find out about other religions by reading about them. I went to their religion. I don't want to learn from Jewish people from outside. I want to be in a synagogue. I don't want to learn about Muslim people I want to be in a mosque. I don't want to hear about the Baptist or the Pentecostal. I want to go to their church and see. And so that was the religious discovery that I was on through that period in my life.
When did you know you were funny?
Probably about 10 years ago.
10 years ago?
Yeah, about 10 years ago.
So you didn't think as a child, because obviously you said the very structured background, your family was very religious. So obviously you didn't get an opportunity.
I never did a talent show. I was never in any extracurricular activities. I was never in drama. I was never in band camp. I was never a Boy Scout.
And you didn't stay in school long enough to get funny because you dropped.
You understand. You understand. So there was no, I don't tolerate high school games. I didn't go to high school. I don't know how most of the games they think I play, I'm not even aware of them.
But Katt, for you to get on stage, and like I said, a lot of people, like a lot of comedians, I had a few here, they're like, okay, I told jokes to get girls, I told jokes to, get people to laugh at someone else.
Yeah.
But you is like, you say you did comedy one time in Florida.
Yeah.
And you had this other opportunity, like in Oklahoma, that they were going to take you out if you won the talent show. You was going to go on the road with these well-known comedians.
And I did.
But I'm just saying, how in Florida at 13, 14 years of age, you like 16, I can do that.
Well, because I knew that there were a lot of other things I could do. Like when I looked at drug dealers, I thought I could do that.
Yeah.
You
but that's
easy. So right. And who doesn't like that?
Right.
Huh? Yeah. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to make it. But now that I got to do it on this side, but no, your question was, when did I think I was funny? I never was my biggest fan. To this day, I'm not the biggest fan. I'm a fan of comedy. I like great comedians. Like, I like Chappelle. I like Patrice O'Neal. Like, I like the greats of comedy because I do. Like, I like Ron White. I like Bill Engvall. Like, I know comics. Like, people that did the craft, they raised me. I was touring with Steve Marmel and Richard Jenny and real journeymen. Mm-hmm. So my comedy upbringing was standard. I thought you had to work all night, every night, all around the country, and you had to write jokes, and that you were trying to write jokes that other people weren't writing, and that your job was to be funnier. Like, people that know me will tell you I've been on this. Like, I had a list of all the black comedians that were more famous than me. There was 300 of them on the list, and I had to be able to cross them all out before I could make it to the next level, before I felt like I was funny enough to do that. And so I appreciate what competition does for sports and for my particular sport. And comedy is a sport.
What gave you the confidence that you could get on stage?
You remember I was 5 years old on stage.
Okay. So performing in front of people was no problem.
But I was reiterating God's word at that point. Now, I just have to make sure that the content is good. If the content is good, what part can I not do? I'm a vessel. He's given me these gifts to be able to do certain things. So I just want to utilize them in my craft. That's all.
Do you remember your first set?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, if you want to become wealthy.
Like Jack City. You know what wealth is, man? MHO. It's good little mortars. This cat about to go in, man.
Yeah.
Standing ovation, boos, some applause, some jeers.
No, none of that. They applauded like I was a professional at it. But now looking back, I understand. Because you gotta understand, they were all thinking, he don't even look old enough to be in here. And we don't have any black guys that live in this town.
Right.
Where did he come from? And then he gets up there, and for 3 minutes, he's talking about the fact that he is the entire black community.
Right.
And he is as disappointed in them. It looked like they looking for where the rest of them is. And so is he. And that was his set. But I understood from that point that the truth is really the commodity, and the fact that we are all individuals and all separate and all our own islands, but not in real life. In real life, it's only 5 or 6 different types of people, and you're gonna see them everywhere that you go. And all my enemies all look the same in the eyes, whether it's Faison, Wanda, Aries Spears, they all look like...
Man, what you got against Wanda Sykes? You think I don't remember that?
Sir? Wanda Sykes and Wanda Smith are 2 separate people.
Wanda Smith.
And I had only said one name, sir.
Wanda Sykes
I'm
is amazing. I love Wanda.
And I agree.
I love Wanda. That's my girl. But I remember on the radio, you went on a radio interview. If I'm not mistaken, that's in Atlanta.
Right.
And you came on there with seemingly good intentions. And she attacked you.
It wasn't just that part. It was the fact that before I go in there, she has a conversation about, okay, now, I just want to talk to you because you just won an Emmy for the city of Atlanta, and this is in Atlanta, and they just want to hear about the Emmy and hear from you and to thank you for what you did putting the city on.
Right. Okay.
And we won't talk about your kids. We won't talk about jail, no cases. We ain't going to talk about none of that.
Right.
And immediately gets in there and goes the opposite way. You can't flip up on me because you're an inferior comedian. I'm going to destroy you, and I'm never going to call you out of your name. I'm never going to say anything disrespectful to people that look like you. It's a very thin line I got to call, but this lady is trying to embarrass me in front of a largely homosexual fan base. That's why she got canceled. Gay people don't take it kindly that you would, as a derogatory, call me gay. Gay people don't feel like it's derogatory. So why are you trying to shame me with something in a community I don't even belong in? There's no gay people saying I belong over there or been over there.
You did,
but I have no hatred of over there, and how dare you?
You did a number on it, though.
Hey.
You did a number on it. That's legendary.
No, you either believe in karma or you don't. Because I didn't even know any of the stuff that she had done to my fellow comedians until afterwards. I just know that it was a setup.
Right.
And remember, they tried to kill me this same weekend. Not in jokes, with a real gun in my real face on real camera. Understand I'm losing my life for participating in something that goes along with my job. Like, it's 2 comedians, what do you mean? And the world was okay with it because it was me. Had that happened to anyone else, the world went crazy when Will smacked Chris. This is a person pulling a whole gun on a comedian in the confines of their job. It's really a weird situation when they hate you that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You felt she hated you at that moment because you mentioned that she said it was going to be very professional. Oh, you won an Emmy, congratulations! You put the city on, you own for the city, yada yada yada. And now, did she mention anything about the Emmy on camera?
I believe you saw the video and you know that none of that took place. See, the issue is that all the comedians have to come do these radio stations because you have to sell your tickets, and so that means you have to go to the radio station.
Yes.
I don't go to the radio station, and I don't make posts to sell tickets. I just don't. So you've not seen me. I'm not here in some subservient position where somebody sent me over.
You here out of the kindness of your heart. You are.
No, I'm saying in the interview situation.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
For sure.
Yeah, and this person knew I wasn't there for that, it's.
But how hard? Because you have to understand, she is a female, and so you have to be careful. You have to handle her with kid gloves.
Sir, you want to go ahead and take that out? You don't want to be against equality, do you?
No.
What you just said was very unequal, sir.
But
I think maybe you've had enough of this. Because I think I just heard you say that women are not equal and should be treated unequally.
They want to be treated.
You mean
equal.
as a comedian?
No. Listen, you understand and I understand.
Yeah.
In certain situations, they want to be treated equal. Not all situations.
And what part of what you saw her get?
She deserved everything you gave her.
What part would have been different if she was a man?
There's one thing you need to do before buying.
It's one thing we need to do before, operating in Hijack City. Let's keep the code, man. I mean, we're just talking about equality, man.
I took all the vicious and venom away because I didn't have any. Plus, I understood. I'm not trying to offend black women with short hair. I'm not trying to offend heavyset women. I'm not trying to upset fellow comedians. I'm not trying to do any of that, and I am qualified to be able to do none of that and still eviscerate you because I'm smart enough to know that I need to say that you have gnarled fingers because I know your limited education means you don't know what the word means. So you can't possibly respond to it. You're not sure of the meaning. And I'm going to continue hitting you because this is what comedians do.
Right.
You've been masquerading that you're a comedian too. And that's the fallacy.
So
nobody in boxing fights out of their weight class. If you're a 130 pounder, you don't just show up with the 160 pounders. You stay in your weight class.
Is that what you wanted to do?
No.
That she was out of her league when it came to... Because
I didn't want to do any of it.
I know you didn't want to, but once she took it there, did you feel that you had to go there? Oh,
where?
You could have said, Wanda, I didn't come here for that. I just want to do the interview. I just want to talk about what happened.
Oh, you misunderstand my job. My job is to be funny. My job is to be funny first. My first job is to be funny. My second job is to be respectful. My third job is to be immaculate and Gaza strip it. That's non-political. I'm saying if you do it, you let a terrorist accidentally touch over here, and I won't stop burning you down until there ain't nothing left. It'll literally be rubble on top of rubble, and I'll still be bombing. Why? Because that's why you should mind your business. This is what F around and find out is about.
Right. Have you ever been booed, Katt?
Yes. Yeah. I have.
What was that feeling like? Did it want to give up? Because when you have, I don't know how early it was in your career. Obviously it hadn't been I don't think it's in the last decade because you've been immaculate.
Have you ever dropped a pass?
I have. I've been booed too.
You know the little segment between everything is fine and I got it, and then you noticing where it is now. It's that. The thing about as a comedian, the audience's opinion is the only opinion that matters, not you, the writer, not none of that. And so I don't think any comedian has ever been booed unnecessarily either.
They deserve it.
Oh yeah. I'm saying, what do they say when a guy shoots the air ball in the NBA? They say air ball to make sure everybody knows. But again, he still got to get back on D.
Right.
Like the game didn't end. He don't get to throw his hands up and sulk.
Right.
That's supposed to be used as a learning experience. Most comedians don't get booed enough. I mean, this is how you end up with a Michael Blackson who's a real African doing a fake African accent. Okay, this guy is mad at me. All I did was give him the best advice of his life. Remember, he was wearing dirty dashikis. And I told him he needed to dress to be in the position that he's trying to say that he's in. And if you're the African king of comedy, sir, there's actually comedians in Africa doing comedy. If you're going to say that, you got to go to Africa and get a school, dude. Everybody got, you got to put in some work. And these guys, they take my advice, they change their whole persona, and then they hate me for it. And generally, I'm just too big to comment or make a statement about it or do a live or any of that. But when it gets to be a whole grouping of these guys, I gotta come and talk to Shannon. I gotta lay it down at the altar.
You know every comedian.
This is the other side of Kirk Franklin praying. This is the reckoning. 2024. The reckoning.
You watch that. You know every comedian that's been on my show. You watched every episode.
That's not what you said. You said I know every comedian.
You know every comedian.
You're limiting me.
Oh, you watched every episode because you know things. You know things.
That's always where I'm trying to come from, whether it's comedic or otherwise. That's why even if you see me get arrested 10 times in a row on TV, as a fan of mine, you can be like, he finna be right out. Yeah, but they just said he didn't do it. He couldn't have. It's stupid. Why would he do something stupid knowing he got to come back and talk to us? Nah, they respect that every time it happens, I'm going to be free as a bird sitting out here talking to you about it, that it really was what I said it was. That's all.
You end up, you come down, you're in L.A.
Yeah.
Now, I'm reading Katt Williams won Cedric the Entertainer's Anheuser-Busch Best Los Angeles Comic Award. Did you win that award, won Katt Williams?
Here we go. Did you win this award from Cedric? How can you talk about Cedric? Didn't he give you a reward? Aren't you accountable? Here we go. We made it to the part. Let's get a few more for the dismount, man.
It's a question that probably should have been asked to Cedric the Entertainer.
I'm asking you. I got you here, though.
I know. I couldn't believe Cedric didn't get asked that question. You steal a dude's joke and then give him an award, and then 10 years later you don't know nothing about it. Hey, but I promise you this.
What?
If he sees me again before he sees you, he'll be talking different when you see him. That's for certain. That's the difference. That's what these comics understand, is that I'm not doing nothing for clout. I don't even recognize clout. But eventually the Lord is going to let me and you be in one hallway. A lot of these dudes go... Kevin Hart done went 25 years without ever being in the same building with me at the same time. If I go in the building, he walk out. You've never seen us in the same building ever in 25 years. Like, it's like that. Why?
Yes.
Because I'm really the product. It's not what you think. I am never under the influence of anything. I'm always in my right mind. I'm always a physical specimen. And when you see me, I'm much, much bigger than you had thought. I have far less play in me than you would like. And I'm relentless. I'm out there. I'm still, to this day, I play 11 games of basketball with a 20-year-old. The record is 92-6. This is just in the yard, just to the rack, just cause.
You work out, Katt? You work out, Katt?
Not to the gym.
You don't work out in the gym? You do push-ups, sit-ups?
My whole life it was just push-ups and sit-ups only. I would do like 100 push-ups a day. Just.
I thought you were gonna say 1,000.
No, because this is literally every day.
Right.
This is not for the gram. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like literally 100 a day. And I would do push-ups, and then I tore both my rotator cuffs, and so it was only thanks to golf that I was even able to get my
You a golfer now?
back. I've been a golfer for quite some time. My short game is impeccable. I can't get you but 2 and some change off of the
tee.
Off the tee, but I'm still coming in for par guaranteed.
Are you playing for the tips?
No. I've found that you don't get anything for that. It seems very egomaniacal.
Whoa.
They go, hey, Katt, for free, you can go further back. Hey, what? Wait a minute, does it still count the same? Hey, I'm up at the ladies' tee. Don't tell me my pronouns. On the golf course, I'm she, her, him, them, and they. Whoever at the front tee.
I know we're joking, we're having a great conversation, but you did win the award. How did the award help your career? It had to help something, Katt.
Nope.
Yeah, come on, Katt.
I didn't remember it happened till you just said it. How can Cedric give you an award that was worth something? Everything Cedric and Ricky Smiley ever been in got canceled for not being funny. Ricky sat here and told you that they cut him out of every movie he did. They always had a reason. Like, that's why I'm funny, because I'm a happy person. I laugh all day long. I can't even imagine the misery of these bums. Just to not be good at what you do, not work hard at what you do, but have to act like you the best at what you do. It is crazy. It's crazy.
But they be touring, they be doing like 100 shows a year?
That's me. I don't run into none of them. That's what I'm saying. If you a Faison Love fan, you mean you've been a fan of him for 32 years, you still waiting on him to do his first special? You mean to tell me if Steve Harvey, your favorite comedian, you mean you've been waiting for him to do stand-up for 15 years now?
I mean, Steve got a lot of other
DL's still out there. None of those irons matter to stand-up. Who cares that they wrote a placard for you to do Family Feud on? Like, you're successful because we're surprised you can talk for a living and it's entertaining that you're gonna say some funny country things. But not a writer.
Right.
Not a writer.
How did you develop Money Mike and get it? Everybody talk Money Mike. How did you come up with that and said, you know what, this is how he should dress, this is how he should talk, this is how he should look, this is the kind of whip he should ride, this is how he should.
I mean, like, you notice how they keep switching, how Shannon keeps switching subjects, right? Like, he throw a little softball out there, try to throw something to, bring him down somehow. You know what I'm saying? Hey, did you ever bomb? Did you ever get booed? Didn't Cedric give you a handout? Didn't he help your career? That didn't work. All right, let's talk Money Mike.
Should talk.
So if you'll remember that was my first movie, just understand that what I did then, I've done with every single role, whether it was an Emmy-winning role or whether it wasn't, whether I was playing somebody homeless, whether I was playing a dirty vagabond on Atlanta, whether it was an eccentric guy in First Sunday, regardless of what the role is, the first thing I do is erase me from it.
Okay.
So anything that I would naturally do, that's what I'm not going to do because I'm playing a different character.
You're playing the character. Okay.
Right. So I then create this person based upon real life circumstances. So I don't have to wonder what a pimp thinks because I've been in that position for a little while. I also worked manual labor for some time in my life, so I don't have a problem paying somebody that works. And I don't have a problem being a go-getter because I'm a go-getter. So I bring whatever I can to these characters. I was able to... the first week that I got the script, there was a pimp guy that used to be a pimp, but he wasn't anymore. He was a rapper now, and his name was Mac Minister. And he had been a pimp and was going to be a rapper. And I had never done a movie before. I was a stand-up, and I'm getting ready to do the movie. And so I was able to craft what a real pimp was like, what was too much. I didn't want to be stereotypical.
Right.
I did the research. I saw how many times people played pimps, and they were always... it was always something weird about them,
Right.
I guess, because it's a weird job. You know what I mean?
Correct.
And I wanted somebody that didn't seem like none of that. That he really thought it was a business and treated it like that. And so, you know, adding those levels to acting is what all actors do if they're not Steve or Cedric or Ricky. Like, you're trying to create a character. You can't just be Faison in every movie. Like, you just gonna take your shirt off on every movie? Like, why does it say that in your script?
Man, let Big Worm live. Let him breathe, Katt. Let Big Worm breathe. Stall him out now.
All these, they're paying, they're paying a lot of bills over here, man. They got ads every 3 minutes. Come on, man. You trying to pop off and get the flow.
You having an unnatural allegiance to losers is not like you.
No.
Ooh, I gotta get it back just for the pause. Just for the pause.
That he really thought it was a business and treated it like that. And so, you know, adding those levels to acting is what all actors do if they're not Steve or Cedric or Ricky. Like, you're trying to create a character. You can't just be Faison in every movie. Like, you just gonna take your shirt off on every movie? Like, why does it say that in your script?
Man, let Big Worm live. Let him breathe, Katt. Let Big Worm breathe. Stall him out now.
You having an unnatural allegiance to losers is not like you.
No, I ain't got no allegiance to the man. But you got to admit the role that he played, Big Perm in Friday now. You got to give him credit for the role now. Come on now.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
If what you're saying is correct, why wasn't he in next Friday or Friday after next?
I mean, his role,
it wasn't good. Sorry.
There was a lot of people that appeared in the first one that weren't in the second one, Katt.
I'm just telling you why. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that there's a news flash that there are reasons for things in a business.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, why did you bench D-Lo? He had 2 points. What are you talking about? Shut up. But I like him. Nobody cares about that. That's not what we're talking about. These are business conversations that deal with businessmen.
Right.
Right. When you're good at something, you should progress. The guys that are not as good, they should fall down by the wayside. That's natural.
So you believe if your talent doesn't support it, you should fall by the wayside, and the guys that have the talent and they get elevated, they should move.
No, that's what water says. That's what the universe say. The universe say the levels. No, not I say. Who am I? I'm nobody. But I'm...
And respectfully, man, everybody like Big Worm, man. Everybody like Big Worm. Everybody appreciate the role, at least. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in this time period, man, and it was always a lot of respect, man, just for the comedic, flow from the whole cast. And Shannon, I'm going to give him this one. Everybody can't come back to all the sequels, and it could be a money thing. It could be a politic thing. It's not just that you're not good enough, man, but I see you and Faison got this, they got an old beef, man. They got an old beef, man. But, I'm just going to, I'm gonna give him that one, man. There's many reasons not to come back for the sequel. And Big Worm kind of did his thing, man. Faison did his thing on Friday. Let's give him that, man. All right, let's go.
I'm working every day as if I think that's what
should happen.
Is how it should be. And I'm choosing comedians that also write and work hard and don't steal other people's material. And I'm making sure that they all make $300,000 a season. And I'm making sure that they're not ever signed to me or my conglomerate. And that's why they're successful. No, you can work with me and still be an independent businessman, boss owner like you came in.
Right.
I don't need you to be subservient to me. That's those other guys that make you pay dues.
You said earlier that you rewrote a lot of what Money Mike was to say and how he behaved. So they allowed you the freedom, the liberty to ad lib. How much?
Would they allow you to just make an interception if didn't nobody talk about it? As a football player, if the ball come your way, can you just grab it? Can you make an interception anytime? Are you allowed to pick up any fumble? You can do any hustling, right? Oh, okay, same here. Same here.
But here's the thing, though. Even as an offensive player, they might let me ad lib once I get a couple of years under my belt. They wouldn't let me ad lib as a rookie. That was your first movie.
I told you the conversation in my first movie. Just because I am committed to laughs. The only way I made it past those 300 comedians, I didn't tell you this. What it required is I had to watch all 300 comedians 10 times a piece. I watched your set 10 times of you performing, whoever you were, and then I counted how many laughs you got every time you did these amount of minutes. So if you told me this comedian and told me he did 30 minutes, I could tell you that he got 26 laughs in that 30 minutes because I had done the numbers on everybody. So I didn't just say I was funnier. I knew I was funnier than the comic you liked, and I could tell you how many jokes funnier I was because that's how we judge stand-up. You do 15 minutes, I do 15 minutes. How do I know I'm funnier than you? Because you got 6 laughs and I got 16. I'm almost 3 times better than you, low-key boy. But I'm never gonna tell you the formula. So you gonna keep just going out there telling jokes. Now understanding that psychologically, the audience by 10 years is convinced that I'm funnier than you. They just don't know why. Because I'm putting out more content, better.
I had Terry Crews on here. He said at the time that you did the movie, you were homeless. Is that true?
Dang. Everything's about being this time homeless. Last time, have you ever been booed? Everything's a damn character attack. It's just like the Dane Dash flow, man. That's why I want to feature with my knocks, because I'm seeing the same repeatable, observable alchemical serpent. And is he writing his own questions? Is that we already know what time it is. Cash is there to clear the air. Shannon Sharp ain't really doing him no favors. Katt really, he just made Shannon go viral however many times over. He did Shannon more of a favor than Shannon did for him. But I think Katt, man, just waited for the perfect time to shoot off a few more arrows, man. Got everybody talking about. Got everybody trying to, clean their face, man. Clean their face. Homeless cat.
This was my situation.
Come on, every 2 minutes. They're making us go through it for this one, man. He gonna ask this, and then he gonna try to bring up the kids, and well, where's your wife? And da. He's like, man, look, I'm adopting these kids. They got mother, and they got mama and daddies, man. Let's get it, man.
Got this baby son. I'm holding him up above me. He grabs my little chain. He's playing with it. It breaks out my front 2 teeth. I'm in a situation now where when I go to the dentist, they telling me this gonna cost thousands and thousands of dollars to fix this right. They not telling me what it's gonna look like. I go get an estimate with no money involved, find out what I need to do. They find out you got a tumor in your upper jaw, so we're gonna have to do a whole surgery for you. It's gonna be 100 bands. I don't have it. And I'm only gonna have this check from this movie. So while I'm doing this movie, we live in this trailer. This where we live. So when they come to work at 5 in the morning, we already there. When they leave at night, we still there. We just double back because we understood that this is our one opportunity. And we have this opportunity to change our lives, just like a young man going for the draft.
Right.
We can actually get in the league with this. There are 30 comedians on this cast. They're all magnificent. This is the holy grail of the situation. So yeah, I was able to make sure that, because it wasn't just my first movie, it was K.D. Albert's first movie, it was Terry Crews' first movie.
Absolutely.
I was the leader of this group, which meant that we didn't do their rehearsals, they did rehearsal, we did our own rehearsals daily to make sure that we were at the level of professional actors, which is what made it so egregious, that guy. Saying, I was supposed to. You were supposed to what?
Katt, he did have a good part in the movie, man. The Santa Claus was funny, man.
The dude said the entire time we were filming, I can't play this role. They got a bandana over my nose and my mouth. My family not even gonna know who this is. So yeah, tell your story.
Terry Crews also said that you guys had a lot of conversation, that this was your opportunity and you needed to seize this moment.
Terry had the benefit of having been in some very high-profile situations already and took L's. Mm-hmm. Like, he had been in the league, you know what I mean? He had done pro wrestling. He had done a lot of things. He had been televised in some things that hadn't worked.
Right.
And this was just fortuitous for him. And now you know what nobody has ever said in the whole industry in 20 years about, you know, the whole Money Mike not getting raped in the bathroom.
Right.
So I understood going in that there's no reason. I lost for a 5-year period, every single movie that Kevin Hart did was a movie that had been on my desk, that all I had said was, just, can we take some of this step and fetch it shit out? And then I can do it. Like, it don't need to be overtly homosexual, because I'm not homosexual, right? It doesn't need that to be funny, right? Mm-hmm. And me saying that and them going, oh yeah, no problem. And then going to give it to this other guy and having him do it just like it was. And acting like I'm a bad person because I keep standing on my standard. But, yeah, it's interesting, but I wouldn't change it for the world. Like, again, I'm on the winning side of these decisions.
You know, look, I've had Cube, I've talked to Cube, and a lot of people say Cube doesn't pay. What's your relationship with Cube, and what did that opportunity mean for you?
Well, the ungrateful bastards that would say anything about Cube's payment, you shouldn't even talk to them anymore. Like, you don't go to Goodwill, you don't go to a Goodwill thrift store and go, look at all this cheap ass shit. Why don't you shut up? Why don't you shut up? You could have went to Hermes. Why you didn't go to Balenciaga? Why you didn't get a bowl to the Balmain? You want to have that conversation? Right. What you mean, the independent black dude who's filming it partly out of his fucking pocket? What you mean he didn't pay you enough? They weirdos. Weirdos that felt like they earned the opportunity because they were big. No, yeah. I understood.
That ain't no $200 million movie. Well, I mean, how much did you expect you was gonna make?
Well, I made enough to get them teeth fixed just like you did.
Yeah.
So it was no harm, no foul. I knew that I was gonna go from there, and there was no
turning back for Katt Williams. Okay.
Well, here's the thing. I wrote it. what I'm saying. I'm saying if I did it and I did a good job at it, you can thank me. I was involved.
Right.
I'm not gonna come later on and tell you I never even read the whole script. So how you know what roles? What? What do you mean you never read the? like these guys' whole job is to present something, unfortunately, and I'm just not a presenter. If you ask me a question, I'm just gonna tell you the truth of how it went.
Would you be willing to do another Friday?
All right, Jack City.
Diamond, you should have gave me.
Come on, man. You gonna have another hijack meeting? How many times we seen this, man? Let's go.
I was supposed to have been writing it. This is what these guys are mad about. Like, we lost some great people before this movie could come out regardless.
Right.
And so, yes, there desperately needs to be one. But we miss John Witherspoon in a way that can't really be quantified, if I'm being honest with you. And the Chris Tucker that we got now is Epstein Island Chris Tucker.
Whoa.
Not Smokey.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Y'all thought it was over?
Whew. If I didn't know no better, I'd tell you he's the greatest. I don't care what you say. To be confident and not delusional is a real skill. Most of these confident people we see is really delusional.
Well, you don't think they asked Chris Tucker to come back in the second Friday? Smokey was all in Smokey. There ain't no Friday without Smokey.
We all agree to that, and there's no next Friday without Friday, and there's no Friday after next without
Nah,
Friday.
we talk about the role because you said that they don't.
Here's the thing.
Okay.
Here's the thing. Chris was allowed to make the decision. At the time that this is happening, Katt Williams is known for smoking weed. Willie Nelson is known for smoking weed.
Right.
Snoop's known for smoking weed, but none of us is really known except Willie. And I'm saying, Chris Tucker didn't want to be the poster child for smoking weed. He don't smoke weed like that.
Right.
He in the church. He Michael Jackson's best friend. Christmas. Michael Jackson called him Christmas. You ever met a man that gave you a little nickname like that?
No.
Me neither. Must be the greatest.
Man, I ain't gonna be able to get nobody back. I ain't gonna be able to get no more comedians.
They all coming.
No, they ain't.
Are you kidding?
Nah.
Hey, I
A
promise
good thing
you.
I done got all the rest of them. I done got the ones.
Hey, he was a prophet on that because they all coming for real. They already started coming.
I promise you, everybody trying to double back. You're going to be having to beat them off with a stick. You won't let him. They're coming. Much as...
Crazy.
You on Def Comedy Jam, Comic View. What were those experiences like? What do you remember most about Def Comedy Jam and Comic View?
Belly flop.
Walked away from 50 million. You said it was more. Tell the story.
That's right.
I'm gonna let you tell it.
No, you're
No,
the best.
I want you to tell it.
You really are the best. You proving it here today. As much as I'm proving it, you proving it. You proving it. Yeah, that wasn't the thing. It wasn't. People say that. He lost $50 million. No, that's not even close to what happened to this dude. And until you understand what happened to the dude, you don't understand what happened. Like, no, not they offered him $50 million and he turned it down. Who gonna turn down $50 million? Now, I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times. 4 times. Just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right. Because P. Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did. I did. See, I got the receipts for everything I'm telling you. That's why I can say them so freely.
Kid, I need another one. You here, get your number.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Come on.
Because early on you was accusing me of being...
Katt, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, but you know, some of these people...
Martin tried to put me in my first dress. When he had to go on his hiatus, he tell me, Katt, when I come back, I need you. You my young partner, you my brother in comedy. When I come back, just promise me that my next movie, it'll be me and you. We gonna do it together. We gonna do some buddy cop shit. I said, Martin, you got my motherfucking word, my nigga. Go do what you gotta do. When you come back, I'm in your movie. Don't trip. I don't need to see the script or nothing. You know, we get in that office and this fool pull out Big Mama's House too. I almost died. And I gotta read this script from all these good white people. Where this nigga want me to get in a dress with him. And I'm literally saying to everybody, why is he in a dress again? You already played the old lady as an FBI agent. We can play anything now. We can be playing a dog catcher this time. Why do we need to be in a dress? And I get so mad, I say, you don't want me. You want Brandon T. Jackson. And that's who they went and got. Twice I said it, they went and got him. Just like I'm telling you, I had that other dude's work. I had all of it. All I did was say, I want to...
Receipts on receipts. You can go look up Brandon T. Jackson's interviews, and he's talking about how he regretted putting on the dress, how it changed up his frequency, switched his frequency up. I think Orlando Brown was saying something very similar, you know what I mean? When he did Major Payne as a little kid. Yeah, I mean, it's a funny movie, but the more, I go back and watch, I tried to watch with my droplets, and here they are marching around in dresses. Why they keep putting dresses on our young cubs? Katt Williams ain't said no lies since. And the only thing I had, in terms of some discrepancy, was that Big Worm kind of did his thing in the first Friday. He did his thing. Other than that, he ain't telling no lies. Let's go, man.
punch it up so it's not offensive to real niggas, and that's how I got in this position.
This is like a secret weapon. It's Arcade by...
Oh, man. I told y'all the secret weapon is Most High over everything, boss. For the diss, man.
If I have Club Shay Shay after this air.
It's gonna be in a dimension it's never been.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
The greatest thing floating in 2024. Mark the words. No way. In a whole different realm of business. Oprah coming next. Once I establish this as a place of truth.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Watch.
Yeah, okay.
God, people ain't that few.
Better fly.
I believe that other than 4 jobs, I believe that a woman is better at any of them jobs than any man could be.
Okay.
So 10 of these jobs, no man can work because I'd rather a female be there. If I gotta smell anybody's breath, I want it to be hers. I don't want none of you crusty. So what I'm saying is, if in a staffing issue, I'm gonna have 75% women just because I prefer them.
Right.
I don't prefer to hear 2 guys talking in the corner. I prefer to hear 2 ladies talking in the corner. I don't care what they're talking about. I just prefer that. So a lot of times I will utilize ladies to convey a message. If a comedian is doing a great job somewhere in the country, he just did a masterful set and nobody's gonna pay him. They just clapping. And I know he's broke as shit back there. Wouldn't it be nice if somebody just showed up and gave him a little blessing? And he didn't have to suck me off for it and thanks, Katt, and boy, I really needed it.
He's talking a lot of pausology, man. Dame Dash would be pausing him all day, but is he lying? Is he lying? Or is that the sickness that Dave Chappelle was just talking about? And ain't this the confirmation that Deion Cole was just talking about, that Katt Williams was saying, a woman that's, in his crew, to go hand him some monies and say, hey, good job, man, because you probably weren't going to get paid for this set. Here's a rack. And not even say where it's from. That's just, that's just that A-hop right there. We just seen the validation and the confirmations both ways, man. Who else is known for doing this? And why, why is all this sickness happening where all these strong individuals are running away or trying to get away from something at the core of Hijack City?
Why would you do that? If you was actually just trying to help people, you would. People know that's how I pay my tithes. If I got paid $100,000 to be at your city, I'm gonna take 10,000 of that and put it in your homeless area. Not because I got to, because you gave me 100 racks to come to your little rinky-dink town. Who would I be to not pay my tithes back to your town? That's how I got in this position. Wow.
You adopted 7 kids.
Yes.
Why?
Come on, man. Again.
That's a lot of kids for a man that's as busy as you are, travels as much as you do, on the road.
I'm sorry, y'all. The brother just said he pays his tithes the right type of way, the real Naga type of way. And all you give me is a wow, and how come you adopted so many kids? You know how many children need a home and a positive influence? You can't say he's giving them no negative influence, no more than any standard parent you think. You know, all you could do is try to show the irregularities. Why would he adopt? Yada, yada, yada. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't that just too many kids, Katt? Where's your lady, Katt? they just try to poke at his armor the same way they poking at Dame Dash, man. I see the same alchemical serpent. Now here we go. Let's talk about the kids.
As much as you are, spend a lot of time, because you have to spend a lot. I mean, it's not easy. I mean, maybe it comes so natural to you to put pen to paper and to write things down and be able to go out there and perform a set. But that's a lot of responsibility, Katt.
Right. Right. But if there was a God,
right,
what would he think about you if you did that? I'm saying let's say, for example, that God is real.
Yes.
Okay. And let's say he be looking at what you do.
Yes.
What would he say if you did that?
He said, "That Katt, that's a very kind gesture. That's very generous of you."
Come on, man. What we say about voyages y'all be taking, man? These private parties, these parties. Huh? Nope.
Since I was telling you when I was young and they was asking me what I wanted to be, and nothing I wanted to be was what I wanted to be, God's friend. That's a weird thing if you're an atheist. If you're an atheist, I didn't even say nothing. But if you believe in God and I tell you that I wanted to be God's friend and I wanted to even go to Hollywood and still be God's friend, if I told you that that was my aim, you could understand where I'm at. Like, I promise you, no jealousy, no bitterness, none of that. I got exactly what I was trying to get. I haven't been shorted in any way.
I mean, 7, 8 kids, single. You gonna get married?
You remember the conversation where
You see what I'm saying? He's talking about being the creator's friend. And this is why. Oh, why you have so many kids? I just wanted to be one with the creator. He's building up, strengthening the next generation the way he's doing it in his own righteous heart, however he's flowing with it. Because I can't say nothing against it or different. Neither can Shannon. That's why he just skipped. This is all they do is probe. They ain't got no evidence or nothing. They're just trying to draw up some type of controversy, some type of thoughts of whatever terrible things Katt could be doing. But they ain't coming with nothing. These are just false witnesses, and even worse, they're just throwing softballs of false witnesses. They're not even following up with whatever they really getting at. He just said, I want to be God's friend. Shannon says, 7, 8 kids. Where's your woman? You ever go get married, boss?
I was where it was me.
Yes.
And I didn't know what was going to happen to my 2 little brothers, and
Yes.
they was just going to be out there.
Yes.
So when it gone full circle, and I'm one of the richest men that ever lived. And I don't mean, please don't look at my net worth. I saw my net worth. I had that on me. I don't even. I swear to God. What I'm saying is, like, I'm saying my net worth is less than my last Netflix deal. You understand what I'm telling you?
Make it make sense.
But I'm fine. Jesus was poor. Jesus ain't had nothing. So why don't we be mad you say I don't have nothing?
They ain't had the amenities they had back then, okay?
Say it again?
We got different amenities now.
Not more than gold. Gold was the amenity of that time. We still got gold. Gold still running.
They have no Rolls Royce. They got you can buy a ass. That's what they call it in the biblical time. They were cheap.
I'm saying if you really want to say, I'm saying a Cullinan is cheap. So back in the day, I would give my girl a donkey. Today we get her a Cullinan. But I'm saying whoever, whatever it is, I'm saying we. I'm saying because what we gonna do? I done already told you I'm one of the richest people that ever lived.
Yes.
Only in the fact that when I wake up in the morning, no matter where I am, I don't need nothing. Whatever I need is right around me, and whatever I don't have, it's only just because I don't have it. It's not because I can't get it. All I gotta do is want it, and it belongs to me. So because of that, because I'm favored by God, like when I see people's wives and stuff, I don't even look at them. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to look at nothing I don't want to have. Because I know how blessed I am. If I look at it, I got it. Yeah. That's how Diddy be feeling.
Now, come on, man.
Damn.
So you're not supposed to look at anything that you don't want.
Not me personally, just because God has given me literally everything I ever even pump faked like I want. And that's the whole thing. That's the whole thing is I don't have a type of woman. Every woman that I ever had as a type, I ended up getting her. Now she's not the type anymore. Now I understand that every woman is a one of one. Like you can't really have types. Mm-hmm.
He's killing his question.
What?
Because see how you tried to ask me something about marriage? But then
I ain't say nothing about no marriage.
Yeah, you did. When you rewind the tape, you let it out. You was like, so you ever gonna get married? And then you took it back. It's okay. It's okay. I wasn't on the photograph.
He sure did. We paused it. What about you? You ever gonna get married? You have all these kids? And then he said, I didn't ever ask you nothing about no marriage, boss. Yeah, you did, boss.
Memory.
Are you?
I'm not against it. Like most people that are not married is because they're afraid of commitment. It's not that like that for me. It's just the whole time I wanted to be married, I had kids, so I had to try to fill my wife's place before she got there. So I'm already got kids without a mother, but so now I got to be doing laundry. I'm washing dishes. I'm reading stories. I'm having to nurture. I'm having to do all of this, and I got to the point where I didn't need the wife. I'm doing it, and we're doing it, and I'm not replacing a woman in their lives. I'm letting them see that that's just the only thing that we don't have. And it was easier for me to do that because you have to understand that all of the kids I'm raising at this point, they have fathers. You see? They have a mother. You see? I'm a different person. I'm raising you. And so that needs to be done with the other respect for the others that put work in.
Cause just because he adopted them don't mean that he discourages them from knowing their real mama and daddy or them having any section in their lives at all. You know what I'm saying? He's their caretaker. They just keep trying to pin all this stuff on him. You know what I mean? Oh, you just got this unbalanced, yada, yada. Every one of them children got mama and daddies. You know, perhaps. We don't know. I don't know about their situation. I'm just saying from what he's saying. You know what I mean? They got people they got to deal with. He can't replace their mama. He can't replace their daddy. He's taking care of them. You know what I'm saying? He's helping to raise. He's helping to provide. Same way that he helped to provide for the comedians and comics. You know what I'm saying? By sending them $1,000 here and there, wherever the case is. This bro's a provider. You know what I mean? In heart. Unless somebody gonna prove otherwise. But we ain't getting that. So all we can do is take him at this face value. He's a provider. And they just trying to tear off that, tear that root system apart. And what happens? You got a whole void of those that should be getting that water that ain't getting that water no more. A few more minutes.
And as well. So yeah, I never had a problem getting married out.
What's one things you try to teach your kids?
I don't teach anybody anything that's over 18. I've done the work I was going to do. But as kids, I really just tried to teach the things that can't be bought, your integrity, trying to live your life in a way that you yourself could be proud of if you had to look back on it. And I didn't do very good at leading by example, but behind the scenes, that's never what I was pushing. They understood that because of my stance, there was a certain thing that would come my way. Mm-hmm. And so accountability and responsibility is part of what you're teaching, is that, you know, even if you're doing the greatest thing in the world, there's this thing called no good deed goes unpunished. Like, there's a real Murphy's Law. Like, basically, in raising kids, you're just trying to give them a better manual and an outline of how life works than your parents gave you, you know? Right. And so that's how I did it.
How do you avoid toxic women?
Oh man.
Give me. I mean, because obviously, you know, you like women.
I do, and I probably like toxic ones more than anybody. That's because
I asked you this.
Hold on, because toxic women are exciting, and that's just a fact. Part of toxicity is exciting. I'd rather skydive with her. But if you have toxic women, just understand that all monsters are feeding off of something. And if you find out what this toxic woman is feeding off of, you can just begin to turn off her feeding points. And it drives a toxic person crazy, and they'll get away from you. So whatever, if she's truly toxic, there are certain things that she's doing that help fuel her toxicity. You're not noticing it, but it's what it is. Why do you think she watches murder mysteries before she goes to sleep? Why is it always a crime drama playing? And turn it off. Turn it to cartoons. Make it. No, you don't get to. What's she listening to? You gotta be listening to Sexy Red. You broke. Toxic people are trying to get things. They're not being toxic for no reason. They're gaining something out of how they operate. That's why they operate like that, because they get something. As soon as you find that out, you'll be able to cut off what they're getting, and they will leave.
Belly flop.
Movie, school dance. I want you to remember, whose goddamn white baby is this? And the only way that I can guarantee that you will remember my scene if you didn't remember a whole movie is if I make sure that my scenes are that good. Because that's what I watched. I watched great actors. You never saw De Niro, you never saw Pesci, you never saw any of these dudes in something and you was like, nah, I don't really believe it. You sure you're the Great Gatsby? Like, no. Like, you believe that this dude, Daniel, is a hobbit. That's part of the Lord of the Rings.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
I do.
So it's having a respect for the craft that I'm doing. That means I'm trying to do the best job possible.
What was it like working with Spike Lee doing Priceless?
Spike Lee is everything that you said I was in my intro. He's just really an innovator and a groundbreaking, one-of-a-kind dynamo. And I knew that they were, like, they tried to sabotage me even then. Like, as soon as I said I wanted to get Spike Lee to direct it, because that was the biggest thing I could do, they immediately gave Spike to Gerard Carmichael and had him do his special too at the Comedy Store, and just to undermine, like, but I if there's one thing you can take away from me as a person, whether you like me or you don't, If you take this from me, you will be a better person. If you decide today that you're going to live every day like it's your last for real, which means have a conversation with yourself every night that, okay, that was it. May not be no more after that. And really count yourself every day like this could have been it. All right, before I go to bed, this could be it. All right, how's that looking? If you can do that, it'll change your life. You'll really start making decisions and living your life like this all you got. Just this one day. But you could be a winner. You could be a winner on this day. It's just work ethic. And not the work ethic they talk about. They tell you work ethic where they do all these movies. I'm the hardest working man. Well, no, everybody goes to work every day. But
Right.
yeah. Don't say, I go to work all the time. Everybody who works goes to work every day. Shut up. Shut up. You get, what? You think I respect you more than my gardener? I don't. He work every day. Rain or shine.
I don't know if you saw this, but Taraji P. Henson got extremely emotional the other day. She was giving an interview.
Yes.
And saying that they're vastly underpaid and say the math is not mathing. They get X amount of dollars by the time Uncle Sam get his cut, by the time the agency get their cut, and what you see they were supposed to get is a fraction of that. Where do you come down on that, Katt?
It was the saddest thing ever because imagine being in your genre, in your sub-niche, whatever it is. Imagine being in your lane. Imagine being one of the very top of your lane. That to the point where if they don't take you for the role, there's not 3 black actresses that they can say are bigger than you that we're going to give this to. Imagine you being at that point and have to humble yourself and say, they're not paying me, y'all. And they not making my pay go up because I'm doing better or nothing. It don't matter to them that I'm famous and people know me or nothing. They want to pay me exactly what they paying the new girl. And I've been suffering under it for a decade now and just taking it. I just been getting whooped. But I just got to come say, this is wrong. We should be ashamed. But this is a country where we don't pay the teachers and then we say the kids is the most important thing. You can't have both of them. If you do that, we're going to end up with a generation that can't read. Guess what? Generation Z and A can't read. Why? Because who was giving them a book? We gave them an iPad or a phone. And now the letters don't mean there's no cursive writing.
Right.
Sorry about that. So yeah, this is what period of time it's in. It's the period where the victims get to say, they've been hurting me for a long time. And I just ain't said nothing because I was trying to be strong and I didn't want to shame anybody. When our people call out for help, we got to understand. You know what I mean? Like we put too much pressure on Tyler Perry. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? He ain't put nobody on. The people that been in his productions, they not famous. All of them can walk through the mall without security. Be what you gonna be, but put your people on. If you a gay person and you in there, put some other gay people on. Put somebody on. Or don't be wondering why people keep saying gatekeepers. Because clearly, y'all are keeping these gates. Clearly.
Wilding out. How difficult was it for Nick Cannon to get you on, and what was that experience like?
I've known Nick Cannon since he was a teenager. He had to have his... He in the comedy club, if you're underage, you can't be in the regular club. You had to be in the kitchen.
Right.
So I was the master of the kitchen every comedy place because I got a child, and my child is back here in this place while I go on stage.
Right.
So I've known Nick Cannon since he was 14. Nick Cannon has never called and asked me to do one single thing, and I turned him down. Because I've known him since he was a young black child in Hollywood. Wow. So what I did in Wildin' Out was to be his protector and to be his voice with hip hop. So the whole thing was the thing that he was trying to do had never been done before. You can't bring 6 comics in and let 6 comics talk shit about 6 rappers because the 6 rappers will beat the 6 comics' ass.
Right.
You would have to have a comic that could actually stand in between and go, look, We comics, we gonna say what we gonna say. Y'all gonna take it and understand it's a joke. If you want to fight, we fight before the show. So you can go out there with your black eye. We're not gonna do it comedically. This is what needed to take place in order for it to be successful, which is why it had already aired and didn't work. And then suddenly when it comes back with me, it suddenly works. Because respect has to be in there as well. If you trying to do it with Kevin Hart, you and him gonna get run over. You a teenager, he 5'2". Like, what's gonna happen?
Who are some of your favorite young comedians?
I haven't seen a young comedian I don't like. If you name any of the young comedians, I'm aware of all of them, and they're all doing a great job. It doesn't matter if it's Country Wayne or Desi Banks. It doesn't matter if it's Carlos or Chico. It doesn't matter if it's DC or Just Hilarious. It really doesn't matter once we go to the young part. The young comedians are dealing with things that we never dealt with. And so that gives them more benefits, but it also gives them more chances of failure. So it's not easier for them. So yeah, I'm a big supporter of young comics. We have Miss Pretty Ricky and Takara Williams. I've taken 25 black women on the road in these tours. It's important to me that the young comic gets the benefits and the advantages of the big comics platform.
Matt Rife, Wildin' Out, recently got canceled. You see Jonathan Majors, what he went through. Marvel dropped him as soon as the conviction came out. And you were telling the
Hey, you saw that black woman come get his charge cut in half? Thank you, Megan Good. God bless you, coming to save that slave. If he'd had to be there by himself, he was getting all four. Guilty, 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 guilty. She came in there, was just so beautiful, they had to knock half of it off. Bless his heart.
So Matt Rife, you know him from Wildin' Out. He gets canceled for trying to tell
I never knew him from Wildin' Out, to be honest.
Okay.
I came across him as a new comic.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm really just trying to see the comics, judge where they are, see it. Yeah.
Right.
Go ahead.
So the canceling, what do you think about this cancel culture? You see the situation with Jonathan Majors. I mean, for all intents and purposes, I don't know if maybe he can bounce back in a couple of years, but man, he was hot. He was hot. He was cooking. I mean, you see him in Creed, he's in the Marvel movies, and then just like that.
Maybe I'm a conspiracy theory, but I thought Katt Williams said any time they make you into that position, part of that contract is you do understand whenever we want to take you down, we can, right? Part of giving you the world. First of all, they went around the world for 2 years straight telling any women that would listen that this was a good-looking Negro.
Mm-hmm.
Since when? When did y'all start liking a big nose? And when did y'all like a little head and a big jaw? When? Since when? That look like my daddy. When you start liking my daddy? You like black people's features like that? If this ugly nigga is good looking, then all niggas is good looking. Anytime you see them telling you something you can't believe, just understand it's a play. And it don't matter. You gonna know it's a play as soon as they get in that position and think they gonna tell somebody something. No, you're not. No, you're not. Marvel will cancel you you won't be allowed to read a comic book. What is you talking about? Get out of here. Get out of here.
Y'all get the job, man. I belly flop. I belly flop some. You know what I mean? It's a lot. You got to catch up on it. Just watch it for yourself and just kick back. Yeah, I mean, with no interruptions, man. Just, you tell me, who did what for who. This joint almost got 30 million views. That's way far past anything this Club Shay Shay's ever done. He's laughing to the bank for Shannon, but really for himself, man, because he came and set the record straight. And they responding, we got a piece of Ice Cubes. I mean, y'all got to decide, man, who did it better, stolen joke footage. Fair use in your caboose bowl, man.
Tell a dude's joke and then give him an award, and then 10 years later you don't know nothing about it.
Back it up.
Hey, but I.
Who did it? Let's get it.
Later, but first thing first, initially I played the clip of Saturday.
And shout out to Yim Stacy, man. You know, I've been featuring this drop. Appreciate you, Yim, dropping that drop.
Entertainer doing a joke that Katt Williams said that was stolen from him. But since then, I did stumble across Katt Williams performing this joke on Common View. Now I want you guys to be the judges. Let me know if you think Said stole this joke from Katt.
Now, you ever had your car radio up so loud that you couldn't hear the damn thing when it cut off? It looked like this. You flossing in a 6-shift convertible.
Alright, now once again, here goes Cedric the Entertainer doing his joke from Kings of Comedy.
They gonna move to the moon. Ain't gonna happen. Y'all move to the moon, damn it, we coming to the moon.
I remember this.
Oh, we'll be right behind y'all in space shuttles with Cadillac grills. Nigga just rolling, one headlight out. Tags be all wrong. All bass. Y'all know we'll drive a space shuttle too. That's right up our damn alley. A space shuttle is long. They ain't scared no black folk. We'll drive a space shuttle. We grew up driving long cars. We'll drive a space shuttle like it's a 72 deuce and a quarter. We get us a cigarette. We be in a space shuttle like it's a 72 deuce. We get us.
Okay, so both of them was in the car. That's the premise of the joke. Music being too loud, you gotta turn it down. It may be something to that, or it may be just too vague to say that he stole the joke. Which y'all?
I mean, the comics, no. I'm gonna put it like that. And he didn't have to steal the whole thing. I mean, Cedric could have put the space shuttle and all that in there, but did he steal a piece of it and be like, you know, a little bit of the premise, a little bit of the flavor, you know what I mean? Katt know if his flavor's been jacked, you know what I mean? He can see what Ced was doing before he saw him open up or whatever he did with this to after. They know when they start being stole. So I'm going to go with Katt, even though I could also say that, you know, it's subjective and, you know, two people can have a similar sounding song or Joe. You know, I get that too. Let's look at some more cases, man. We're going to go case by case. Orientation pies. Orientation enchiladas, man. All right, hold on. Okay. Oh, yeah. What, you want some orientation? Y'all want orientation? I mean, just for the dismount, we got a couple more examples. Here's a Steve Harvey example. Katt for the win. Katt for the win.
My Halloween material one Halloween. I'm watching, somebody called me and said, man, homeboy doing your material. So he did my whole Halloween run. And I know he didn't think of it. And this is true stuff that really happened to me.
We couldn't afford no Halloween costumes. Hey, kids, please. Mama sent us down to the liquor store, put boxes on us. We didn't know what we were.
I don't know what we are.
I don't know. She didn't tell her. I think we UPS, I guess. I don't know. Every Halloween, I had the same outfit on. Every year. I just had a brown box. I wasn't nothing sad. I just not asked my father, could I have a new outfit? And he said, no, just wear the same one. It was just a brown box. And he just told me to tell everybody I was a UPS.
You didn't have to do that, homeboy.
Right.
So, you know, motherfucker, you made enough money, bitch ass.
Damn, they done got a play.
He stole my material on his show, so I had a beef on
He
that.
did all. Okay, y'all decide, babe. Y'all decide. Here's another example. Steve Harvey again. Katt for the win. Again.
This cat is hot. Please put your hands together for Katt Williams.
Saying you are not supposed to be at the gas station making life decisions.
Can't even pump gas like you used to no more.
If you put $15 in your tank, you had time to bond with your vehicle. You had time to put the nozzle in and
Put the nozzle in there and hit it.
set the clicker and look through your car and clean off the dashboard and
Be sitting there talking, be on your phone. Hey, what's happening? Be walking around, cleaning the windshield.
run in the store, get some Pringles and a Snapper, and it'll still be pumping.
Okay, you go in there, bring me a wine cooler. Bring me a cooler, dog. Not no more.
You can't even turn around good for that son of a bitch click. As soon as you put it in, just click, click.
Get in there and start it up, and you can't believe that damn needle is a quarter tank of gas.
Y'all tell me. Last one is this, man. Was Katt lying? Because I don't think Katt was lying. Katt for the win. Again. We don't need the music, man. We see what it is. He said they try to put him in a dress over and over again. How much did he turn down? He said millions on millions. Arsenio. The homie Vin Raines, man. The Waynes, man. Will. Come on. Jaleel. You know what I mean? Was that Keenan or Kel? You know what? Keenan and Kel. Damn. Come on, Martin, man. Oh, the Wayne strike again, man. And yeah, you know, Kevin Hart, I mean, you know, Jamie, man, Tyler Perry. We see it, man. Eddie Murphy, man. Chris Rock. I mean, Ricky Smiley. I mean, do you gotta put on a dress, Chris Tucker, to be funny? Wesley Snipes, man. Arsenio. And of course, we know, you know, even Dave Chappelle and Robert Hood Men in Tights had a little dress situation. You know what I mean? If you want to look at it, you know, one of them scenes. So that's what's happening, man. I mean, you know, I'm out of here with the music of a sunflower, man. And just know we all in a vibration. We say it's a frequency war. We're getting back in tune with what they call nature. We say, wow, the breath, the security. This is the principle of vibration, man. They put a dress on us. That's the alchemical serpent, man. That's the coming together of opposites, man. To slay the dragon. It's the year of the dragon. We're going to talk dragon lines coming up next. We're talking more dragon lines and orichalcum. We're talking frequency and vibration. Yeah, we the marvels. It's marvelous.
Niente a che vedere con l'ulivo, eh. Senti com'è diversa l'energia di lui. Senti che note alte che porta, in effetti è una pianta che va su, va in alto. Sentilo. C'è niente a che vedere.
Just imagine if we could really hear, like really hear. Imagine what the mountains are saying. Imagine what the The fallen giant trees are saying, the forest are talking about. This is the frequency, you know what I mean? They say, are the dimensions merging? We're seeing strange animals. They seeing giants. Things are all happening. Keep the code, because Hijack City is about to be unveiled. The veil is coming off, man. And all we got left is energy, frequency, and vibration. MHOE, my niggas. KTC, my niggas. And stay dripping in that mem sauce, man. Keep the water flowing and keep the fire burning. Vibe up, rise up, tribe up. Shalom to the